Hello, friends. Welcome to Science Talk. I am your host, Jim Asso. So in this sort of part 2 video, I want to discuss what's going on with Antarctica and the ice loss that it has experienced. This year, Antarctica's ice loss has reached 250 billion, that's with a B, tons per year. Let me repeat that. Antarctica's ice loss has reached 250 billion tons per year. The continent's annual ice loss has sextupled since 1979, going from 40 billion tons to 250 billion tons. Over the past 4 decades, the ice loss in Antarctica has accelerated at very alarming, astounding rates. So from 1979 to 1990, the ice loss was about 40 billion tons a year. New analysis has found that from 2009 onward, the number rose to 252 billion tons per year, 6 times higher than the previous rate. The findings were published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, PNAS, or PNAS for short. I didn't come up with this, but they could have just called it Proceedings of the Academy of Natural Sciences and just call it PANS. I guess someone was just having a little fun, whatever. Okay, I digress. I'm being a little silly here. But what they basically found in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences is that this represents the longest ever assessment of Antarctica's ice map. So we have a team of researchers from the University of California at Irvine, the Netherlands Utrecht University. They looked at satellite aerial imagery going back to 1979 to examine 18 Antarctic regions constituting 176 basins and several surrounding islands. Very comprehensive study, a very comprehensive survey. And basically, the picture it paints for Antarctica's future is not a good one. I did a recent video where I showed animations of what happens to the ice in Antarctica as temperatures keep increasing up to, I think, if I remember correctly in that video, is 10°C. But basically, almost the entire ice sheet melted away. Don't forget, in some places, middle of the continent, ice is like a couple miles thick. So the 40-year jump in ice loss is, problematic enough. And as the scientists indicate, this is only going to keep rising in the future. So it's going to keep melting the ice, keep throwing it into the ocean, obviously adding to the sea level rise, which will have obviously devastating consequences. A 2013 report, now this is about 7-8 years ago, predicted a jump of nearly 1 meter by 2100 if nothing was done to significantly reduce carbon output. In total, Antarctic's ice holds a potential of basically almost 188 feet of sea level rise, some 60 to 65 meters or so. Now, usually, whatever ice is lost from Antarctica is offset by snowfall accumulation, and that keeps world ocean pretty stable. Kind of think of it as a negative feedback loop. Negative feedback loops are corrective in nature, but we have the increasing temperatures, and basically there's now an imbalance between melting ice and replenishing snowfall. The latest analysis also attributes significant ice loss to East Antarctica, which was previously thought to be relatively safe from warming waters because its base is mostly above sea level. Now, we know, and I have covered extensively, what's going on with Thwaites Glacier, with the Ross Ice Shelf, Pine Island Ice Shelf, I've covered those, and there's concern that those ice sheets are in imminent danger of total collapse. Not good. So now, if you add in the East Antarctica, could also be in danger. Really, not very good. But team researchers found that East Antarctica has contributed 4.4 millimeters to Earth's global sea level rise in the last 40 years. West Antarctica has contributed 6.9 millimeters. So if you add those together, we're talking about what, 11.3 millimeters? That's, 1.13 centimeters. May not sound like much, but think how much surface area there is on the ocean. The eastern ice sheet may not be melting as quickly as the western sheet, but the East Antarctica holds the majority of the continent's ice, accounting for about 90% of Antarctica's total potential sea level rise. So the lead author of the study I'm talking about, Eric Renault of the University of California, Irvine, basically says that East Antarctica's contributions to this phenomenon warrant further study. The traditional view from many decades ago is that nothing much is happening in East Antarctica. It's a little bit like wishful thinking, his words. He concludes, this region is probably more sensitive to climate change than has traditionally been assumed, and that's important to know because it holds even more ice than West Antarctica and the Antarctic Peninsula together. So there are some risks here, and study needs to be seen as to what the rate of melting will be, and add to our knowledge, which will improve our modeling, improve our projection. But either way, we're looking at significant sea level rise that will adversely impact human civilization, and it will create climate refugees in the process. That's just what's going to happen. So there you have it. Part one talked about underestimating sea level rise. Part two is kind of another underestimation of sorts. Basically, we really haven't been thinking much about East Antarctica. It's time we start thinking about East Antarctica because that may add more water, increasing sea levels even more so, and in the near future. So, stay tuned. As new information becomes available, I'll let you guys know. Thank you for your time. Hello, folks. This is Jim here with Science Talk, asking you to please subscribe to my channel and to inform others of my channel and of the work that I do. Please share to social media platforms that you use. Also, as a reminder, don't forget to click the bell so that you know when I load up more videos. Finally, I ask that you support the work that I do by becoming a patron at patreon.com. Details in the description box below. Thank you for your support.